Got it. All right, let's begin. Om ajïäna-timirändhasya jïänäïjana-çaläkayä cakñurunmílitam yena tasmai Shri Guruve namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam yena bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutpad Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatrubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Tvishe Namaha. All right, we began the chapter first yesterday and we just did one shloka. I'll repeat that and we will just understand that first. Dhritrashtra Vacha. Dhritrashtra said. Dhritrashtra was a blind king. Not only blinded externally, but within also. He was blinded by greed. Blinded by attachment towards the kingdom, towards his son. Even though he was a king, king should be unbiased, but he wasn't. King should be giving justice, protecting the weaker section of the society. Women should feel safe in any country. But under his rule, his own daughter-in-law was brought to the assembly. She was betted upon, and his own sons, just to take a revenge and to put Pandavas down in front of Dhritrashtra, who was the king. King is not just the father of his own sons. King is the father of the nation. Dhritrashtra's own son, Duryodhan, Dushashan, were ready to disrobe the daughter-in-law of the kingdom. And Dhritrashtra, even though being a king, he had the veto power. He could have vetoed everything, stopped everything, yet blinded by greed, he did not. He allowed unjust things to happen. Injustice prevailed in that kingdom. Krishna, who is Dharma himself, who is Bhagwan himself, at that moment had made a decision that all these people will be punished. I have spoken about these stories in previous lectures also, but I'm just giving you the background here. Yesterday also I gave the background, today also. One more thing I will add. Many times people read Mahabharata and they say, okay, Draupadi was the reason. Draupadi is the daughter-in-law who was dragged into the assembly. Many times preachers quote, Draupadi was the reason for the war. If Draupadi had not laughed at Duryodhan in the palace, Duryodhan would not have gotten angry. He would not have taken revenge against her husband. So Draupadi is the cause. Many preachers, you will see, they talk like this because her character comes in the front always. Draupadi's name is Yagyaseni. She had come out from the fire sacrifice. She was very pure lady. Even though she had 5 husbands, she was still a pure lady. I can go on speaking on the purity of Draupadi, but that is not the topic. I want to take the story to that point from where the war started. It didn't start because of Draupadi. The king was blind. His wife became blind. She put that cloth on her eyes and didn't want to see anything. She allowed her kids to do whatever they want to do. Blinded by pride that the kingdom is there and they are strong. But the story goes beyond that. Dhritrashtra or Pandav, the father of or Pandu, the father of Pandavas. And there is one more character called Vidur. All these 3 are sons of Vyas, who wrote the Mahabharata. So even though it says Kuru, 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 but it will go to Vyas. They were born out of Vyas's. But the story goes beyond that. How come Vyas came into picture? So the story goes to Shantanu. Shantanu had a wife, the pure Ganges. She gave birth to Bheeshm Pitamah. So Bheeshm Pitamah has the purity of Ganges. The mother was that pure. Bheeshm Pitamah was always loyal to the kingdom. He had taken a pledge that he will always be loyal to the kingdom of Kurukshetra. Whoever is the king, he will not break his pledge. Whoever is becomes the king, he will be loyal to them. That was his pledge he took. And till the end, he stayed loyal to that king, even though the king was blind. So Shantanu's first wife, Ganga, his son is Bheeshma, Pitamah, whose name will come when we read the story. After Ganga gave the birth, Ganga left back. She said, I'm going to heaven. Then one day, Shantanu was going in a jungle, and there he smelled a very good fragrance. And he was like, from where is this beautiful fragrance coming? He took his chariot to that direction, and he saw a beautiful lady. Her name is Satyavati. He went and he said, Satyavati, I want to marry you. Satyavati kept one condition. Satyavati knew he already has Bheeshm. Satyavati told, I will marry you, but Bheeshm will never ever become the king. Only my sons will become the king. Only my progeny will go there. If you promise me that, I will. Shantanu called Bheeshm, and Bheeshm said, Mother, if so be it, only your progeny will be there. All right. Shantanu and Satyavati marry. Then they have a kid, Vichitravirya. From Vichitravirya, he was weaker. The progeny was not going anywhere. At that time, and Shantanu died. Now they have to have somebody on the throne. Vichitravirya had two wives, Amba, Ambalika. There's a lot of story connected. I'm not going in the story. I'm trying to cut short the story. Amba, Ambika. And he was not having kid. And he also passed away. So what do we do now? There's nobody to be on the throne. Satyavati then called Bheeshm. Bheeshm said, I have taken the pledge, so I will not be sitting on the throne. So now suggest what we should do. She said, I will tell you one thing. I'm going to disclose this to you. Even before I married your father, before that I was known as Matsyagandha. And Matsyagandha means she was a fisherman's daughter. She had a smell of fish all the time coming through her body. Matsyagandha. So that's why her name was Matsyagandha. And at that time, Parashar Muni, he was wandering in that area. I liked him, he liked me. And through him, I gave him a son. But then Parashar left that place. He gave me a bone that I will smell good. The fishy odor went away and I started smelling good. I was very young at that time. And he left me. And he took my son somewhere close to Yamuna. His name is Krishna Dvaipaya and Vyas. You can get Vyas here. Vyas is my son. And I will have, his progeny will continue. Bheeshm went, invited Vyas there. And from there, Vyas, Viduru was born, Dhritrashtra was born, and Pandu was born. So this was the whole story. The point I was trying to make, the story of Mahabharata becomes very confusing at times. And many times, Draupadi, because she is in the center of everything, because that incident was very big, and people say she was the reason for the Mahabharata war, but no. When you trace back the history, the greed started from Satyavati. She was the reason. If only she was not greedy, she would have allowed Bheeshm Pitamah. Things would have been different. But wherever there is greed, it has to have this kind of ending. So Satyavati, as I told, is the reason. Not even Satyavati, I should say, greed is the reason. Secondly, this war, Vyasadev's own blood is part of this war. Vyasadev is writing the story. Dhritrashtra is blind. And Sanjay is his minister. Sanjay means neutral eyes, unbiased person. Samjaya. Somebody who is unbiased. Sanjay's guru was Vyasadev. Sanjay was given the power to see things from distant. When we first read Mahabharata, when I was young, we used to see in TVs. From there we learned. That was our first exposure to Mahabharata. We have learned stories in our Indian culture. It is very common. But earlier I used to think, oh, when we were young, how can he see? Oh, he got some divine eyes. But now we know, as technology has come, probably they had some technology like today, they might be having a TV. The war is being fought in Kurukshetra, and Sanjay and Dhritrashtra, they are sitting in Delhi. Delhi is the capital of India. In that time, it was called Hastinapur. Now it is called as Delhi. If you have to go to India, capital is Delhi. From Delhi, if you start driving in today's time, to reach Kurukshetra, it might take you 5 to 6 hours. Driving distance is 5 to 6 hours. So in those times, imagine there was no cars. They must have gone on their chariots or whatever. So that I'm giving this geographical location so that you can imagine the distance between these two places, how far they must be. And Dhritrashtra and Sanjay, they are sitting in Delhi and watching the TV probably. To me, that imagination makes sense. Watching the TV or maybe seeing some holograms, something by which they are able to see what is happening in the war. And Sanjay is an unbiased person. He is the commentator. He is the narrator. He is narrating, oh, this happened, that happened. That is what is happening. And Dhritrashtra, the blind person, he can't see the TV, of course. So he is relying on Sanjay. Dhritrashtra says, oh Sanjay, after my sons, his sons are the Kauravas, 100 people, and their big army. After my sons and the sons of Pandu. So Dhritrashtra makes 2 parties in his head. He already had 2 parties. He does not say that my brother's sons are also my sons. He does not say that. He never had that feeling for them. He wanted them to get killed as soon as possible. He tried so much to kill them. But somehow by Krishna's mercy, these Pandus, they survived everything. If Krishna is merciful, nobody can kill you. Nobody can kill you. My daughter 2-3 days ago, she showed me an Instagram reel or TikTok, I don't know from where she showed me. So there is this guy in that Instagram reel who was in San Francisco Golden Gate, and he was so frustrated in his life, he wanted to commit suicide. And with that mindset, he ran and he jumped from the Golden Gate. And he falls down into the river there. And when he falls down, there were these sea lions. Near San Francisco, there are a lot of sea lions. So this sea lion comes there. And this guy from the Golden Gate Bridge, he falls down and he falls on the sea lion. Sea lion comes and takes the man on himself. Sea lions are very strong. And then after that, that sea lion is just holding this guy. He's unconscious or whatever. The sea lion is not even... Sea lions are known for attacking men sometimes. But here this sea lion is not doing anything. Held him for 3 to 4 hours just like this, till the police and everybody came and rescued the man. And that thing is captured. I think it's on Instagram. My daughter showed it to me. That thing is captured. If God wants to save somebody, he can become a sea lion and save. No matter he wanted to commit suicide. So here, the story, Dhritrashtra has tried what not? To burn them alive, to give them poison, exile them for 13 years, play the game of dice, do anything. They should not come back. Get them killed by demons. Nothing. get them killed by the curse of sadhus. Nothing worked. Nothing worked because Krishna was always protecting them. So Dhritrashtra knows these guys are being protected by Dharma incarnation, Lord Shri Krishna himself, and that place especially Kurukshetra. Kurukshetra in our Vedic literatures is known as a place of dharma, place of religion. Kuru, Maharaja Kuru, from whom the Kuru dynasty comes. Maharaja Kuru, once there was a famine in that area, he sat down in Kurukshetra and he prayed and he did his tapasya, austerities, and then Brahma came and Shiva came and they blessed him. They gave him a cow and they gave him a buffalo. Shiva's ox, not buffalo, ox. And then they gave him a plow and said, till wherever you make a circumference, just make a circle, that area will never be affected by famine. So because of his tapasya, because of his austerities, that land of Kurukshetra is considered to be very strong, sacred place. So Dhritrashtra knows, Dhritrashtra has a fear in him. Because why the fear is there? Because throughout his life, he has done wrong things. And whenever you do wrong things, it goes on making you weaker. No matter how big army you have, internally you become weak. So Dhritrashtra knows and says, "O Sanjay, my sons and his sons, they are assembled in that sacred place of Kurukshetra, that sacred pilgrimage of Kurukshetra, and they both want to fight. What did they do? Can you please tell me what are they doing?" So two words here are very significant. Dharamkshetre, Kurukshetre. Kshetra means place. Dharma means religion or sacred. So Dharamkshetre means the place which is religious or the place which is sacred. Dharamkshetre. Kurukshetra, Kuru also has another meaning, means fight or action. Kuru has the meaning action. It comes from the Sanskrit word. So Kurukshetra means place of action. That place of action, which is also a place of pilgrimage. What are my sons doing? And what are those people on whose side Dharma is standing? What are they doing? So somewhere inherently, he had a fear that, okay, there is a chance, because the place also is in the favor of these religious people, these good people. So place is in favor, Bhagwan is in favor, everything is in their favor. Still tell me what is happening at that place. And Sanjay then starts. Drishtva tu Pandavanikam vyudham Duryodhanastatha acharyam upasangamya raja vachanam abravit. Sanjay said, "O king, after looking over the army arranged in military formations by the sons of Pandu, King Duryodhan went to his teacher and spoke as follows." I will read the purport also. Dhritrashtra was blind from birth. Unfortunately, he was also bereft of spiritual vision. He knew very well that his sons were also equally blind in the matter of religion. And he was sure that they could never reach an understanding with the Pandavas, who were all pious since birth. Still, he was doubtful about the influence of the place of pilgrimage. And Sanjay could understand his motive in asking about the situation on the battlefield. Sanjay wanted, therefore, to encourage the despondent king and thus assured him that his sons were not going to make any sort of compromise under the influence of the holy place. Duryodhan after seeing the military force of the Pandavas, at once went to the commander-in-chief, Dronacharya, to inform him of the real position. Although Duryodhan is mentioned as a king, he still had to go to the commander on account of the seriousness of the situation. He was therefore quite fit to be a politician. But Duryodhan's diplomatic veneer could not disguise the fear he felt when he saw the military arrangement of the Pandavas. Now there are two names here, Dronacharya, Duryodhan. All the names sound the same, so for English speaking people, the mind, the three names are very similar sounding. I will make it easier. Dhritrashtra is the king, the blind king. His son is Duryodhan. He is also king. And so father, son, and Duryodhan is going to his teacher Dronacharya. Now you will be able to figure it out. Drona plus Acharya. Acharya means teacher. So his name is Dronacharya. Dhritrashtra the king, Duryodhan the son, Dronacharya. They are all on the side of Kauravas. They are all Kauravas. One party is called Kaurava, one party is called Pandava. Krishna is on the side of Pandavas. They are all cousin brothers. So, and Sanjay is the minister who is watching the live show and he's narrating. So these are the characters. Sanjay is telling to Dhritrashtra in New Delhi, Hastinapur, that, O king, in Kurukshetra, your son has now gone to his teacher. And he is explaining the situation of the battlefield to his teacher. The teacher's name is Dronacharya. Now understand Dronacharya. Dronacharya is not only the teacher of Kauravas. Dronacharya is also the teacher of the Pandavas. Even though in the war, he is on the other side. But Dronacharya is the royal teacher. He has taught all the 100 kids of Dhritrashtra. He also has taught all the 5 kids of Pandavas. Dronacharya, his son is on the side of Kauravas. He is Duryodhan's very good friend, best friend. Dronacharya, because of his attachment for his son, and his son emotionally lured him, Dronacharya took the side of Kauravas. But Dronacharya's favorite student was Arjun. So here the teacher is standing. The teacher is Dronacharya. His favorite student, other side, Arjun. Dronacharya loved Arjun so much. He gave every knowledge to Arjun. He wanted to make Arjun as the #1 archer in the world. Nobody can compete with Arjun. That was how much he loved Arjun. Can you imagine a teacher who is teaching his student right when the student was 5-year-old? And from that time, he's seeing how my student is so good. When a teacher sees a good student, the teacher wants to give everything. The teacher feels more pride when the coach or the teacher sees, those students whom they trained are excelling The pride of the teacher is that. So here, Dronacharya is the coach. He taught him archery. And he saw how brilliant Arjun is. He taught other weapons to other students. But to Arjun, he taught archery. He said, he is the most brilliant. His concentration is unbelievable. And he gave him everything, every knowledge he has given to Arjun. Didn't hide anything. In fact, the Brahmastra, he didn't even want to give to his son. That much he loved Arjun. He felt Arjun is fit for it. Ashwatthama, in fact, his son got very sad. My father loves Arjun more than me. But the teacher knows which student is what. There was one kid at that time, his name was Eklavya. Eklavya was from a tribal area, a tribal kid. And Dronacharya is a royal teacher. His students all are royal kids. Dronacharya is from that school, big school. How will he take a tribal student? He will never take a tribal student. He has his own royal place. So Eklavya used to come there and he used to hide in the bushes and see how Dronacharya was playing, was teaching to Arjuna. And Eklavya learned from there. But one day, during practice, Arjun was trying to shoot something from here, and Eklavya was hiding in the bush. He also tried to shoot that. Eklavya shot the target. Dronacharya saw, who is this? Dronacharya caught Eklavya, called him. Eklavya confessed that, yes, I was coming here. I was learning through you. I learned it. Though I stole the knowledge, I did not come to you directly. I stole it from you, kind of, I just learned it indirectly. Dronacharya said, okay, you have to give me a dakshina. Eklavya said, yes, I will. And Dronacharya at that time did a thing which is like, you can't believe he will ask this. He said, cut your thumb and give it to me. Somebody who loves archery, if you cut their thumb, they will never be able to do that anymore in their life. But Dronacharya was very, 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 very biased for Arjun. He loved Arjun and he wanted Arjun to be the number one. Dronacharya took that thing took Eklavya's thumb, and Eklavya could not take the archery ever again, because Dronacharya feared that if Eklavya becomes a great archer, quite possible Dhritrashtra will take him in his army. And this might go against Arjun in future sometimes, who knows. Everybody uses their brains, makes certain decisions at certain times, thinking that this is the perfect decision for the future. But the future just turns around in a different manner. For the same student, for Arjun, for whom he did so much, today Dronacharya is standing on the other side and Arjun is standing on the other side. Both the student and teacher are standing against each other. Destiny. Not only destiny. Choice was given to Dronacharya. He could have very easily chosen to be on the side of right, but his son, he was very attached to the son. He was being paid by the royal kingdom. Who would believe Pandavas, a weaker party? Probably the Kauravas were so strong, Pandavas would be wiped out. Sometimes people make decisions like that. We feel we are on the right side, but we make decisions which might just backfire. So many of the decisions in Mahabharata, you will see, they appeared right. They had their own logic. But the results were not right. They backfired. So this Mahabharata is continuously, every character you can go on analyzing. Every character, right and wrong, right and wrong, right and wrong, right and wrong, dharma, 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 dharma. It's going on. Mahabharata is called as the fifth Veda, fifth Ved. 4 Ved Vyas wrote, then he wrote Mahabharata. And from the Mahabharata he wrote, okay, then he said, out of that Mahabharata, people will get confused. Everywhere there is this religion, right, wrong, and people will get confused. Let's give that message that will remove all the confusion. Let's give it easily. And from there, he removed the 700 shlokas spoken by Lord Krishna. Because this if somebody reads this, if somebody understands Bhagavad Gita, then they will understand it. Then they will read the same Mahabharata with a different lens now, with the lens of understanding, and they will not get confused. With the lens of dharma, then they will not get confused. So he brought out this. After the war happened, there is a story, Yudhishthir was, everybody died and Yudhishthir has become the king. But Yudhishthir was very, very sad. And he said, I don't want to be the king. I know the war is over, everything is done, but I am very restless. I cannot even tell you what grief I'm going through. I wish somebody could guide. Krishna says, yes. Let's go. Let's go to your Bheeshm Pitamah, Bheeshm, the great-grandfather. Let's go to him. He's still breathing his last. He will guide you. When we read the Bhagavatam and Mahabharata, it is said that Bheeshm had a boon, that he will leave his body whenever he decides. So it is written in those shlokas, Bheeshm was waiting for the right time or omen or muhurat. And that right timing is Uttarayana, when the sun goes to the north. Uttarayana has two meanings. Most people interpret Uttarayana means when the sun is in the north, because in Gita, when we read the shlokas, when we go in the further chapters, Krishna will give an indication of when somebody leaves the body in the waxing moon or the waning moon, or first 6 months when the sun is in the north, or the next Dakshinayana or Uttarayan, what kind of journeys they will have. We had that science in our India. We had the science of passing away at the right time also. But that only in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna just gave an indication, but that whole science was there. It is not available anymore. It is kind of, it's not there anymore. But it was there. So those who knew this science and those who practiced proper yoga could leave the body at their own will and at the right time. So it is said that Bheeshm was waiting for that moment, Uttarayana. But when I went to my Maharajji, the definition that he gave me of Uttarayana, wow, he said, no, people think like that. But Uttarayana does not ensure that you are liberated forever. The muhurat, the timing does not ensure. What if somebody has done loads of bad karma and they just pass in Uttarayana at that timing? What will happen to them? My Maharajji gave the definition of Uttarayana. He said, Uttarayana means somebody who is lying in Uttara. And Uttara, now I'm again getting into some characters, because we have to understand who Krishna is and who is Bheeshma. Uttara, Arjun is Pandava. Arjun's son is Abhimanyu. Abhimanyu's wife is Uttara. Uttara was pregnant that time. They were 16-year-old. Abhimanyu was 16-year-old. And Abhimanyu was such a great fighter. But all these Kaurava parties, they ruthlessly killed the 16-year-old kid. And his son was in Uttara's womb After the war was over, almost, and Duryodhana is about to die, he's like suffering. Ashwatthama, the son of the teacher, Dronacharya, goes to Duryodhana and says, I want to wipe this Pandavas. You are still alive, you are still the king. Give me the order. That I go and I kill that kid, that Pandava's blood in Uttara's womb. I want to kill that. Give me the order. And the dying Duryodhana, his blood oozing out, he may pass any time. He says, yes, yes, go. And if you kill them, the kingdom is yours. This is my word. Ashwatthama takes the Brahmastra. Brahmastra is a nuclear weapon. How cruel can you be? How cruel can you be? You take a nuclear weapon and you throw it on a pregnant lady to kill that baby in the womb. Are you strong or are you weak? Ashwatthama does that. Takes a nuclear bomb. Targets it at Uttara's womb. Uttara sees that. Uttara has learned from Draupadi, from her mother-in-law. Nobody in this world can save you. Except for Govind. Uttara cries, Krishna, Krishna, Mahabhahu, where are you? Krishna realizes, oh, Arjun realizes, Krishna immediately enters into Uttara's womb. Krishna is nowhere outside. One is outside, one is inside the heart. From the heart, he just gets into the womb and the baby is completely protected. That baby is seeing Lord Vishnu with his 400 form inside the womb. The Brahmastra is coming. Arjun is, Krishna and Arjun, they knew how to take care of the Brahmastra. They took care of it. And then the baby is protected inside. Now, the Brahmastra were taken care of. Arjun says, I'm not going to leave this person. Krishna says, don't ever leave him. Catch hold of Ashwatthama. And they both go. They go and they catch hold of Ashwatthama and they bring, and Arjun is about to literally, he just pulls the head of Ashwatthama, the hair of Ashwatthama, and he's about to just full of anger. He just wants to kill him. And at that time, this Draupadi, Draupadi comes. And Draupadi says, stop. No, Arjun, no, don't do that. And Krishna is like testing. Krishna is Krishna. He's playing game, he just enjoys. He's like, no. He was trying to kill the baby. And as per law, he should be killed. This is the real law. Why are you asking him to stop? Arjun, you must kill. Draupadi, even in the testing times, does not lose her wisdom, does not lose her power of discrimination, does not lose her compassion, does not lose her great quality of forgiveness, does not lose dharma. Dharma is compassion. Dharma is forgiveness. Draupadi says, Arjun, number one thing, remember, he is your Guru's son. A Guru's son is like Guru himself. Your Guru is no more. Do not kill the son. He is like the Guru himself. Second, he is the only son of his mother. I know the pain of losing my sons. I lost all of them. I know the pain. And he is the only son of your Guru mother. Don't kill him. Leave him. He did this. There could be other ways of punishing. But if you kill him now, that punishment is not right. Use your wisdom, use your discrimination, and punish him in the right manner. This is Draupadi. If any other lady was there, she would have just kill him right away in front of my eyes. But here Draupadi is still not losing her power of wisdom and her strength of forgiving. Draupadi is Draupadi, Yagyaseni. Arjun looks at Krishna. Krishna looks at Draupadi and smiles. He loves her so much. What a lady. Krishna says, Arjun, do one thing. You don't have to physically kill somebody to kill them. You take away their pride. You humiliate them. And that is much worse than killing. Ashwatthama had a money, something here, which was very powerful, which made him powerful. Krishna said, I will take that money out and he will never die. He has to suffer. He has to live till the end of Kali Yuga, powerless, no more power to him. And Ashwatthama is one of the Chiranjeevis, they say. He's still living, they say, that story, but that pearl was taken out from that gem was taken out from his forehead, and that was the punishment. Even after having everything, he's just living like a living ghost. So humiliation was the punishment given to Ashwatthama. They did not do anything wrong. They still, killing was done, but in a very different manner, without incurring any sinful reaction, without hurting the Guru's wife. That was the thing. So this is Draupadi. Every place Pandavas were forced into situations where ordinary people will take decisions which will incur more sins. But these people, whenever they had to take a decision, they would use their wisdom so that the sin is minimized as much as possible. They were not reckless people, not greedy people, not always, let's go war, not for that. They were very different kind of people, saintly people. And Arjuna's all these qualities, as we read these shlokas, so many different qualities will come out. You will see the personality of Duryodhan and you will see the personality of Arjuna also. I will just read till 8 shlokas, okay? And then we will discuss on that. And then I will take the questions, whatever is written. All right. So Duryodhan goes to his guru, Dronacharya, and he's telling Dronacharya, "O my teacher, behold the great army of the sons of Pandu, so expertly arranged by your intelligent disciple, the son of Draupadi. Here in this army are many heroic bowmen equal in fighting to Bhima and Arjuna, great fighters like Duryodhan, Virata, and Draupadi." All these names are given. I'm not getting into each character. There are also great, heroic, powerful fighters like Dhrishtaketu, Chekitana, Kashiraj, Purojit, Kunti Bhoj, and Shaibya. Yudhyamanyuscha Vikranta, Uttamaujascha Viryavan, Saubhadro Draupadeyascha, Sarva Eva Maharataha. There are mighty Yudhamanyu, the very powerful Uttamauja, the son of Subhadra, and the sons of Draupadi. All these warriors are great chariot fighters. But for your information, O best of Brahmanas, let you tell me about the captains who are especially qualified to lead my military force. Bhavana Bheeshmascha Karnascha, Kripascha Samitanjayah, Ashwathama Vikarnascha, Saumadatti Sathaivacha. There are personalities like Bheeshma, Karna, Kripa, Ashwathama, Vikarna, and son of Somadatta called Bhurishrava, who are always victorious in battle. And there are many other heroes who are prepared to lay down their lives for my sake. All of them are well equipped with different kinds of weapons, and all are experienced in the military science. So here Till now, he went on describing the people who are on their side. And then, out of pride, he says, "Oh teacher, oh Dronacharya, I have great fighters like you on my side. Bheeshm Pitamah, who has this boon. He can leave his body when he wants. He is on my side. Karna, who is the greatest archer, no less than Arjun. He is on my side. All this great, Ashwathama, your son, is on my side. All these great fighters, brilliant fighters, are on my side. Kripacharya is on my side. All these people are on my side." And then out of pride, he just utters one word. He says, "There are many heroes who are prepared to lay down their lives for my sake." You know what? Indirectly, he's just saying, all of these have gathered here. You know why? They will lay down their lives for me. They will all get killed. Out of pride, he's saying these words. But words have certain meanings. These words are indicating his future. That even though he has such a military army, he has such capable people, all of them are going to lay their lives just for this stupid person's sake. So we'll talk about this tomorrow. We'll get into more explanation tomorrow, because the power of words, what we speak, knowingly or unknowingly, words are very, very important thing. They will manifest themselves. So one has to be, even though he has a big army, he speaks the words where everybody's going to die. Yes, it will manifest. We have to be very careful when we speak. Power of speech. Every letter is very important. Every word is very important. And things that we speak will manifest. So one must always train themselves to be spiritually aware and always use the right words if they want to have a better life. We'll talk about this tomorrow. Let us see what all comments have come, questions. We'll address that. All right. Aman has written all the names. Thank you, Aman. Rares is writing, Jai Gurudev, Jai Shri Krishna. Question: since there is a narration on Acharya, on Astras, magic ones too, how well preserved is in India the Astra Vidya? To my limited knowledge, it is not so preserved. Yeah. All this month after Krishna left the planet, in that war, most of the technology was gone. Most of the technology. But yeah, things are coming in different shape now. We have, people are developing ammunitions and arms. We can sit in one remote place and just place a command from here, and we can operate the arms. So those same ammunitions are coming in different forms, and science is going there. As I explained last time also, like in my lifetime itself, there were IBM mainframes, very big computers, I'm saying. Then they became computers, desktop, from desktop to laptop, from laptop to iPad, iPhone. So all those big things, technology is the same. They reduce and brought it till here. Very soon they will come up with some chip where, just do the command and work is done. So probably this technologies were like that in that time. When Krishna was born, Akashvani happened, which was like a message sent from the radio. So those technologies were there. We are still discovering it in a different form in our yuga. But if you ask me about the books and the mantras, well, most of them have gone, because I think Krishna decided to do that. Rares says, still it is said that the Brahmastra can be countered by Brahman Danda. Maybe Krishna used it to protect. Okay. Brahmastra, when we pray to Baglamukhi, we say, oh, she is the Brahmastra Vidya. If I go into the science, nothing is stronger than your mind. Nothing is stronger than your mind. You don't even need a weapon if you want to attack somebody. If somebody can develop their mind wherever they are sitting, their mind will become a Brahmastra. And they can throw that power at anybody. But if they throw their power on some weaker people, yes, the weaker people will get affected. Mental power, negative power. But somebody who is protected by God, this mind power, mental Brahmastra will do nothing. Baglamukhi, we say she is Brahmastra. She will protect who will come to her. But she herself is a Vaishnavi Shakti, we call. She is Vaishnavi. Vaishnavi means Vishnu's expanded energy. So anyone who is protected by Vishnu or his family, Vaishnavi or Shiva or anybody, nothing can affect them. So this is, now I'm explaining you the concept of Brahmastra. Yeah, the same evil mindset if somebody has in their head, they can bring a ammunition with the same evil mindset and attack. But then there are other people also who know how to counteract that. So yes, Brahmastra is as I told you, any astra can be counteracted by some other astra. And the biggest astra, biggest weapon is the protection of Lord Rama or Lord Krishna. Those who are in their protection, nothing will work in front of them. Krishna was Uttarayan. He went in Uttara's womb to protect that baby Parikshit. When I said Bheeshm was waiting for that Uttarayan, he was waiting for this Uttarayan Krishna who will come in front of him. And Bheeshm is lying on that bed. The timing was right. Uttarayan and Krishna Uttarayan, who was in Uttara's womb. He came, his name is Uttarayan only, and Bheeshm Pitamah saw both of them. And then at that moment, Yudhishthir asked him, there are questions. Who is the God whom I should pray? What religion should I follow? Give me the knowledge. At that time in Mahabharata, Bheeshm Pitamah gives Vishnu Sahasranam, 1,000 names of Vishnu. Vishnu Sahasranam, whoever chants, they are always protected. Always protected. Vishnu Sudarshan Chakra always protects. So there could be many astras, but those who are on the religious path, on the pious path, only God's astra, which is the highest astra, will protect. All right. Aman writes, Ma, I'm just curious, since you mentioned about Ved Vyas. So in that time, both Ved Vyas and Bhagavan Shri Krishna incarnated at the same time. Yes. Ved Vyas is known as Kala Avatar. There are Bhagwan's avatar are known as Kala Avatar, Ansh Avatar, and Purna Avatar. There are 5 categories. For you, I'm making it simple. Just remember. When God incarnates, why God incarnates, that reason is given in Bhagavad Gita. Paritranaya sadhunam, vinashaya cha duskritam, dharma sanstapna arthaya, sambhavami yuge yuge. God incarnates, Krishna incarnates for 3 reasons. Paritranaya sadhunam, liberating the good people. They are good people means who are being tortured by the evil. So liberation of all the good people. Second, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya duskritam, to kill the evil people. Then the third is dharma sanstapna arthaya. I reincarnate again and again. In any incarnation, if he does all these 3 work, he is called as Purna Avatar, complete incarnation. Got it? So in Krishna Avatar and in Rama Avatar, he did all the 3 things. He liberated his devotees. He killed demons and asuras. And he established Dharma, Navadha, Bhakti and Gita. He gave. So these two avatars will be Purna avatars, Paripurnatam avatars. But in certain avatars, like Vyasa avatar, Kapil incarnation, and there are many other Leela avatars. Those are called as Leela avatars. It is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam. In the Leela avatars, he only comes and he gives knowledge. And he goes. And in that certain parts with his devotees. I will explain this concept more as we get into the shloka. He does certain pastime with his devotees. He fulfills their then certain avatars like Matsya avatar.
Sorry, Ma. I think we lost you, Ma. Could you repeat that again?
Yeah. Where did you lose me? What part?
The Kala avatars.
Kala avatars. Okay. So in Kala avatars, usually what God does, he comes. For him, the main reason to come is to interact with his devotees. So he comes, he gives knowledge, he does all these leelas with his devotees and gives the knowledge and he leaves. So Vyasadev's avatar, at the same time, he's there. But Vyasadev's avatar is Leela avatar, to do that pastimes of giving knowledge. At the same time, Parshuram is also there. From Parshuram, Bheeshm learned. Parshuram is the guru of Bheeshm. From Parshuram, even Karna learned. So these gurus were also there. They're all the incarnation of Krishna only, but there they did some different roles. So Parshuram came, he killed the Kshatriyas. What kind of Kshatriyas he killed? Who were against religion? Those people he killed. So in those avatars, he is called as Ansh avatar. He comes as Vara avatar. He comes as Matsya avatar. He kills demons. He's not giving any knowledge there. Kills demons, does some leelas with his devotees, and that's it. So those avatars are called as Ansh avatar. So there are Leela avatars, there are Ansh avatars. Bhagwan has expanded himself into all these avatars. It may appear very confusing even now. But when we read the Gita, he says, every living entity is my part and parcel. So Bhagwan is incarnating in that way also. In all of us, Bhagwan is there. But in us, those kalas are not very well developed. I will explain this again, maybe in next lecture. In all of us, these kalas are not developed. Human beings, when we see the living entities, there is bacteria, there are trees, there are birds, there are reptiles, there are water fish, amphibians. Then we have terrestrial animals, herbivorous animals, carnivorous animals, and then we come to human. In all of this, if you see, the kala, when I talk about kala comes in two forms: brain and heart, emotions and your intelligence. This is kala. When you look at a bacteria, you can't even see a bacteria, or maybe just say there are many insects which are just airborne. You have never seen their eggs, but they're airborne. They'll just come out from garbage. They're not to be seen. But they come out from garbage, but their kala, their intelligence or their emotions are hardly developed. Hardly. But they are also living beings. A grain sprouts, a plant comes out of it. There is some intelligence in the plant and there is some feeling in the plant. But that kala is very less. So then you go to, say, the fish or the birds. Their intelligence is more developed. But their emotions, some of the fish are very loving, but the shark can eat its own babies. So the emotion level, so the kala is divided into these two things. Getting my point? So when you look at the fish, Different type of fish are there. Then comes birds. Different type of birds are there. In the birds also there is high category. So intelligence is developing, emotion is developing, but different ways. You come to the reptile world, they have intelligence. They also have emotion toward their offsprings. But it is very different quality. So we go on, when it comes to the classification of kalas, it goes as 1 kala, 2 kala, 3 kala, 4 kala, 5 kala. This is how we classify for the sake of understanding. In animal world, till animal world, you will see at least 4 or 5 kalas. Like the dog. The dog will be, dog or the cow is very much closer to a human emotion. Very much. Very, very much. They will show sadness. They will show attachment, just like humans. And they have intelligence, just like humans. So 5 kala, 5 kala, max. After that, you come to humans. In humans also, there are different levels. So in human, when you see the aboriginals or tribal people, you sit with them, their intelligence, their emotional evolution is different. Some of them will be very intelligent, but some of them are like, you'll find them, they're just like animals. They're just in a human body, but they're like animals. So this will be like between 5 and 6 kalas. So the emotion and your intelligence is at a different level. Then there are humans who are very intelligent, but emotionally they are not so developed. They'll come in like 7 kala. These kalas will go on, and all the way it will go till 8 kala. Humans, in whom the emotional level as well as the intelligence level, both are equally developed and both are balanced. That will become 8 kala. And those 8 kala people are just like God. They are saints. They're both for them, both their intelligence, their knowledge is very high. Their emotional intelligence is also very high. So maximum a human, human evolution will go all the way till 8 kalas. Beyond this comes Vyasadeva. His intelligence, nobody can match his intelligence. The epic, the poem that he has written, Mahabharata, 19,000 verses. And every line and everything is filled with such thing. You cannot put him in a human category at all, even if he appears like a human. So this is God's different level of kala. God has only multiplied himself into all the living entities. He is in us also. We are also part and parcel of him. But here when you look at Vyasadeva, you look at his Gita, it's perfect. You look at his Mahabharata, it's perfect. Bhagavatam, 18,000 shlokas. Mahabharata, 19,000 shlokas. 700 shlokas. Every slok perfect. And everybody is discussing everything. It comes from Vyas, though he is a human incarnation. Then you say, okay, this is God's Leela avatar. 9. So beyond that, Kapil Muni, Gautam Buddha, all of their intelligences are so perfect. They appear as human, but their intelligence, the knowledge that they have given, mankind learns from them. Then we say, okay, God came with a very higher kala. And this was God himself. We as humans will go till the saintly level. And if God is merciful enough, he can make us anything. But as far as the understanding goes, this is how we classify the science. So 8 level, and beyond that 9 level. So Vyas is in that category, 9 level. Then comes 10, 11, 12. 10, 11 is Matsya and all those qualities, Being a fish, you kill Hiranyaksha. Being a boar, you rescue the whole earth. So all these different avatars. Then Parshuram avatar, all these different avatars. So everybody is a Leela avatar and a Ansh avatar. In Ansh avatar, there are some killing of demons also. Then comes out of this, so 10 Leela, 10 colors, 11 colors, then comes 12 color. Sri Ram Avatar, he was in 12 color maximum. And Krishna, he was called 16 colors. He added 4 more colors to that. Colors means qualities. I'm not a colors, I'm telling, but the real word is qualities. I'm not getting the right English word, so I'm not using that. Qualities, you can say. But this is how, as humans, we have classified in trying to understand God. So maximum our qualification went all the way till 16. But our saints said, our books, our scripture says, God cannot be limited to 16. He is asankha guna gana nilay. His qualities are infinite. But in those avatars, he only displayed this many qualities. So we say, okay, 12 main qualities, 16 main qualities. We are saying it like that. We don't know. He has infinite qualities. And the example is like, say, you are seeing me, I can speak. So you will say, okay, intelligence level high. Maybe I will show some expression of love. Oh, emotional level high, 2 qualities. One day you come to my home, I will give you good food. Oh, cooking quality, 3 qualities, 3 colors. I will show you, I can sing also. Oh, 4 colors. I can dance also, 5 colors. I can swim also, 7 colors, 6 colors. So you made an impression of me. You tried to describe me. This lady has 6 colors. You wrote it. Smita is with 6 colors. Then I'm invited at some place where I have to speak. I'll take out my books, I'll start speaking. So those people who do not know my other colors, other qualities, they'll say, oh, she has 1 color. She speaks very well. Okay, give her 2 colors. She's very intelligent. So those people will say, oh, 2 colors only. Somebody else will say, no, I've seen her. She cooks so well. She has 3 colors. Oh, yes, she has 3 colors. Somebody else would have seen my dance, 4 colors. My kids and my children, who are the closest to me, know all my colors. All my colors. I cannot be limited to 1 color, 2 color, 3 color, 4 color. Similarly, God, Krishna, cannot be limited to 1 color, 2 color, 1 quality, 2 quality, 3 qualities. God has infinite qualities, but when he appears, he does only that work and displays only that quality. So when we say Ram has 12 colors, 12 qualities, we say, it does not mean that Ram is incomplete and Krishna is complete because he's having 16 qualities. It was just that when Krishna came, Krishna gave 1 more color, displayed 1 more quality of his, which was playing the flute and attracting everybody's mind. Didn't Ram know to play flute? He did. But his incarnation as Maryada Purushottam, I'll be the king. He didn't display that because he didn't want to attract anybody else. If he played that, all the gopis at that time will get attracted. He didn't do that. So one extra quality he displayed, Krishna. Second quality, his Rupa Madhuri. Everybody could enjoy with him, his form. But in Ram incarnation, he could not do that. He was a prince. So there was always a limit of how much people can approach him. Pastimes. Krishna did all sorts of pastimes unimaginable. Ram did not do everything. He displayed only few. And love. Ram's love, even though he loved everybody, but his love was very, within some limitations. In Krishna's incarnation, he said, any form, even in conjugal love, I'm available to you. So he displayed 4 more qualities than when he was in Ram incarnation. So this is how we classify. So when you said, yes, Vyasdev was there and Ram was there, yes, Krishna was there, yes, Krishna was there as this. Parshuram was there. Parshuram was in Ramavatar also. And in those times, these people were living long life. Again, we are all living long life. We are Atmans. As much as Chiranjeevi as they are, We are also Chiranjeevis. Only thing is, they realized it. We are in the process of realization. Got it? All right. All right. So, Ma, I am just curious, since you mentioned Ved Vyas, so in that time, both Ved Vyas and Bhagavan Shri Krishna incarnated at the same time. Is there a story or instance where they were both alone and talked to each other? Throughout Mahabharata, they're talking to each other, no? Throughout Mahabharata, they're talking to each other. Dattatreya, Yaduvanshi, Yadu was Krishna's grandfather. He has spoken to Dattatreya. And to Dattatreya, Prahlad, who was before Yadu, he is also spoken to Dattatreya. When you read the Puranas, you see all these instances. And Dattatreya's student is Parshurama. So yeah, when we read the Puranas, they're all connected. So must have been an interesting conversation talking to oneself as a different incarnation. Yeah, he only multiplies, and Hanumanji gave one sutra. He said, Karta karyeta cha sa. He is the doer. And whatever is being done, it's him. The doer and the work is just him. So yeah, he becomes Vyas, he gives us knowledge. He becomes Krishna because he wants to become the friend and the charioteer and enjoy those rasas, or he wants to play with gopis. So he's becoming everything. It's him only. Us, we are also part and parcel of him only. Ansh, Ansh, there are two definitions for Ansh in Hindi. My hand is my Ansh, my part and parcel. My eyes is the Ansh of my body, my part of my body. So this is one Ansh. This, ear, everything, whatever I see is my Ansh, my part. But my children are also my part, my Ansh. My mind is my Ansh. I'm talking to my mind. I'm talking to my Ansh, my part. I'm talking to my children. I'm talking to my Ansh. I'm talking to my part. My children's children are also my Ansh, my part. We all have these genes in us. Our DNA is Krishna's DNA. We have Vyasa's DNA. We all have it. Only thing is you have to develop it. All right. Gaurav, Ma, even a person like Ashwatthama is said to be Chiranjeevi. I told you, you're also Chiranjeevi. Ashwatthama's example was set so that nobody ever repeats this kind of mistake, this kind of sin ever. So he was given this, it was not a boon, it was a bane. It was a punishment. Live like this and suffer for the biggest sins that you have committed. Okay? Yeah. Gaurav writes, Ma, initially I used to think that power of words only matter for a mantra sadhaks like us. But what a sadhak speaks, they manifest. I didn't know that even for a normal person who is not a spiritual part, power of words he speaks on a day-to-day basis is equally strong as well. Yes, everybody. Raris writes, thank you for the detailed clarification. I read between the lines of explanation. Very much to learn. Gaurav puts, Jima, you put it so beautifully. I always loved Devi Ma. I never knew about ghosts and lower beings in Tantra. But when I came to know about them, I wondered, never ever encountered any ghosts or devils or pishaj or bad tantrics who would harm me. It looks Devi Ma protects me always, even without my knowledge. Yes, definitely. Aman writes, thank you for such an elaborate explanation of avatar aspects. Wonderful learning. All right. So good discussion. So we end the class here and we will meet next Thursday. Jai Ma, Jai Shri Krishna.
Thank you, Ma.
Haribol, thank you.
Haribol.